Hello. Hello, hello. All right, we are. We are streaming. We're live. Do the thing with the thing. Let's see what's on the menu for today. Today we have dragons to kill. One dragon in particular. One nasty dragon in particular. But first, we gotta get to Sebilis. Getting there is half the battle, shall they say? Huh? All right, let's. Got a few characters to move because we need to buff up and stuff. So like a little bit of effort. It's gonna be lots of parts. The Y'all Emerald Jungle. Just gotta port a few characters over. And we'll mainly be buffing good all poison resist. Don't leave home without it. Don't want to get poisoned, do you? Don't want to get poisoned. So yeah, Seb or Trakanon or Seb or whatever is very either way, so it takes a little bit of effort to get there. But you know, gotta get some legwork in. You want the bread, you gotta walk to the bread, as they say. As that old saying goes. Everybody knows it. Sick. Oof. Oh no. Oh no, it's Emperor Crush. He has morphed into a high elf. He has shapeshifted. All this time, Emperor Crush was an enchanter. Huh. Who knew? Who knew? Not me. Slotting in characters for Ports. Still got a bit to go. Still a few more to run. Let's go. DMF on the Necro. Oh, don't have any buffs. May as well do some buffs. Just to be safe. Loading. Hey, Tribute Bets Games. No, this is not a Truebox server. This is a EQemulator server. And there is a 3-box limit. So it's not unlimited boxing, but there is a limit. Where do you hail from? Do you hail from EQ Live or Project 99, or what's your background on the EverQuest vibes? So I've got 3 characters that I'm playing here. A little bit of switching. I'm going to try to trio dragon. So I'm just getting set up for that. Just discovering the game, I see. Aha. Is this your first kind of foray into EverQuest? That's quite rare for somebody just to discover EverQuest. Just stumble across this 23-year-old game. Did you used to play any other MMOs? Oh, yeah, Final Fantasy XI. That's quite a popular one. I've got a few people in the guild who used to play or still play Final Fantasy. It's quite a good one, I hear. EQ2, just straight to the sequel, huh? Yeah, EQ2 came out, what, in like 2002? 3? Something around that. It was kind of competing for some of EverQuest's fan base, so that's when EQ kind of went from its peak, because World of Warcraft and EQ2 both came out, so a lot of people left to do some other stuff. Alright, just gotta teleport some more characters. (2004) simpler times. I mean, EQ Live is a little bit more friendly, but it's overwhelming. So I used to play EQ Live back in the day, but not since 2004 really, or 3. I think I quit around 2003. And so this server is emulating this era around 2002, 2003, in Planes of Power expansion, which is commonly viewed as like the golden era. This is when the subscriber base was at the peak. And in this expansion, you're basically killing all the gods in EverQuest, so it's kind of like, where do you go from here? So I quit back in 2003, and now when I hop on EQ Live, I'm just overwhelmed with how much crap there is. It's like a totally different game. So I don't know. Hard to recommend, because to me it's very different to what EQ used to be like. It's very foreign to me. There's just way too much stuff, you know, like 23 expansions worth or however many there are. You've got You go to the plane of knowledge zone, and there's like all these NPCs that give you these quests and side quests and mercenaries. You got like all these additions and crazy things, so many expansions and content, and it's just like, the level is 120. It's very hard to catch up, and like way too many buttons to press. So EQ Live to me is very, very, very crazy. So if you play in the progression servers, that seems to be a little bit less daunting. Like maybe it's a bit more manageable, because what they do is that they restrict content. So you kind of start, it's kind of like WoW Classic, right? So you start with the classic game, and then when a certain criteria is met, like a boss is defeated, it unlocks the next expansion. So you step through the game gradually. It might be better, but sometimes the rule sets on those servers are a little bit unusual. Sometimes like the loot is weird, or sometimes there's like experience penalties, or sometimes the achievements or something is very specific. And it also goes through the game really, really quickly. So you're competing quite heavily. There's just so many people that all jump in at once. And then it's like really cutthroat, and then people are just like competing for camps, and stuff unlocks really quickly, and everyone kind of expects you to know the game. So people expect you to be familiar with, what the race is at, like everyone getting to level 50 quickly and killing the bosses and stuff. If you're just fumbling around and you don't even know what to do, you're going to be maybe frustrated. So I don't know what to recommend to someone that's completely new to EQ. EQ Live does have a little tutorial that might be good. There's like a little tutorial that gets you to level 10. So that's maybe a potential. So yeah, maybe EQ Live might be alright. Go through the tutorial, watch some videos, figure it out, and then the TLP servers. Yeah, P99 is actually not a bad idea. P99, I mean, that's really classic. So this is very similar to this server, where the game is like it was back in the day. So P99 is emulating like 2001 or 2000 or something like that. So it's only the first 3 expansions, so there's a lot less content. It's a lot less daunting. The same mechanics are around. So you have experience penalties when you die. You got to get your corpse. There's no like mercenaries. There's no funky quest stuff or interfaces or achievements or anything like that. So the game is very classic, very pure, and very old school. However, it's very, very difficult. So it's quite a challenge. So as long as you're ready to like jump in and be like, wow, I don't know what to do, and I'm like in the middle of the zone, it's dark and I can't see, and then something just killed me, and then I'm like, so as long as you're ready for that, then you'll be just fine. If you like it hardcore and old school, then yeah. The server is similar. It's just a little bit ahead of P99. However, there's a slight difference whereby P99 uses a slightly newer client than this one, even though it's emulating an era that is older. It's a bit confusing. So that the game client, the actual binaries that you use to run the game, is from the Titanium client, which is I think 2004, 2005, but it's emulating the 2000 era, which means that some of the UI elements and some of the functionality they've arbitrarily disabled. For example, like in-game maps. Whereas this specific client actually uses the in-era, like 2002 client. So this client is actually a bit more old school and a little bit more challenging, I want to say. There's some limitations in the client that are, I don't want to say arbitrary, because it's just like how it was back in the day, right? So there's some targeting issues and some UI issues and some specific things that you can't do with modern clients, like for example scroll wheel mouse zoom. A lot of people are used to World of Warcraft, where you can use your third scroll wheel mouse wheel to just natively zoom out. But you don't have that in here because in 2002 there was no such functionality. You know? It didn't exist. So some people come here from P99 or EQLive, and they they hop on, and then they're like, "Oh, I can zoom out." Like, yeah, that's because couldn't zoom out back in 2002. Or they have some UI things where you used to be able to cycle through targets with tab. So you would like see an NPC nearby, and you could just cycle through nearby NPCs by just pressing tab. That didn't exist back in 2002. You had to manually click. You had to use your mouse, and you had to click select. So a few little limitations, which made the game more challenging, which is part of the experience, right? And yeah, all right. Good luck on your quest to find a good starting client and a good starting server. Hope you enjoy. Enjoy the magic that is EverQuest. There's actually a few servers that are trying to modernize the client. So there's Lantern EQ, and there's like some guy that's using the Unity engine as well to try to do like a virtual reality EQ, that kind of stuff. So oh, whoops, no, I needed to stay here. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've seen the Unreal Engine 5 stuff. It's amazing. So I don't know how likely those projects are to actually finish because building a server, there's quite a lot to it. If you are actually building the game from scratch, which is what you have to do if you use a completely different engine like Unreal Engine 5, you have to actually build everything from scratch. You can import the assets, and you can shortcut some time by not having to rebuild the game. You can import the texture files and model files and all that stuff, but you still have to recreate the game mechanics. Like it's going to take a lot of work. I think it's ambitious and it's cool that people are trying it out and contemplating it and stuff. But I don't think it's likely it'll actually get finished, simply because you need a huge dev team to rebuild the game from scratch. Combat mechanics, all the game mechanics, all the script mechanics, all the stuff into the database and stuff, because if you're not just importing, like inheriting EQemulator stuff and then customizing it on top, you've got a much bigger job. In some of these projects, it's like you're a team of 2 people. Like, well, the likelihood of 2 people rebuilding EverQuest from the whole back end, the network, the combat mechanics, the quests, the dialogue, the accuracy of NPC statistics and loot and all that stuff, I don't like their chances. But it's cool to see, right? You can dream. Because that VR thing was like, there was one, it looked amazing. All the classic old zones like redone and higher textures, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Dare to dream. But yeah, I'm just kind of migrating to go to Sebilis. However, look at this guy. He's bound here. That's interesting. Who the fuck would be bound in Trakanon's teeth? Quite out of the way place to be bound. Did he get rezzed? Yeah, he got rezzed. That should crane. Alright, so now I ran a mage. So now I just got to run a bunch of characters over. Cough a bunch of characters over. Leader. Hello, cleric. Anchor. And let's start coughing. Gotta actually fix character. Let's see. So one of the annoying things about killing this dragon in Sebilis is getting the Sebilis, because it's so far away. It's so annoying. Gotta cough my cleric. So yeah, here I'm 3 boxing, so I'm doing lots of client switching because I'm running like 6 or 7 characters here to Sebilis, so there's a lot of client switching. But hopefully you can see what I'm casting with the spells over here in the top, sorry, bottom right corner. Out. So I've got to cough a few dudes. But yeah, the Unreal Engine 5 stuff, there's 2 projects. I saw some guy doing a VR thing, and then there's Lantern EQ. Lantern EQ looks the most promising, but they've been in development for quite some time, and they seem to be moving very, very slowly. So if something eventuates, it might just be like the classic game, and then, you know, it might come out in like 5 years. So I don't know how viable how much interest there will be, but who knows? Like, I think some people are hanging out for Pantheon. Like, that might come out in 5 years, maybe, hopefully, right? You'd hope. certainly hope that 5 years would be enough time for Pantheon to come out, but who knows? So if, you know, these Unreal Engine projects, I mean, I'm sure they're not competing with anyone, right? So it's not like they're in a rush or you know, release schedule of any sort. It's just like a little hobby project, and if they do it, they do it. Oh my god, 60 people? Holy shit. Hi, thank you. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. There's gonna be a crazy party. Yeah, TAKP, man. You know about TAKP? Are you familiar? With the server. Yeah, that's right. We're here. I'm just gearing up to go to Sebilis and try to kill the dragon over there. Killing Trak! Yeah, man. So, I'm just gonna try to tree box Trak. I need some teeth. I have been trying to finish some VP keys, and I've got a guildie or 2 who I'm trying to like entice to kill some stuff in VP with, or loot some stuff in VP with, and they haven't done the keys, and I need some teeth. And there's been some other people killing Trak, and I just saw him up, so finally he is up. And I'm gonna go try to kill him, so you can see what a Trak trio looks like. And the idea is to not screw it up. I think. Yeah, server EMU. So yeah, basically TAKP is emulating the Mac server. So back in the day, back in 2002, the peak of EverQuest, there was Planes of Power, and they cloned the game as it was to the Mac server. So they were like, "Hey, we know we'll get the Mac people to play." And then World of Warcraft came out in 2003, 2004, and EverQuest 2 came out. So the population dwindled, and it lost some of the player base. And basically, they forgot about the Mac server. So they built this Mac server, and then they like basically never developed it, and they forgot all about it. So it's like this box, this like Macintosh box, sitting somewhere in their server room for 10 years, and they didn't know anything about it. Like basically they just completely abandoned it, which means there's no changes to the game. So they snapshotted the game in 2002, and then that's it. It's like a time capsule. So this server is eventually they sunset the server because of reasons. There was low population, no subscribers. I mean, sorry, they removed the subscription for it. And because it was from 2002, all the hacks worked, so people just make requested and did like too much hacking, and there was no customer service. So then, oh my god, Heisenberg? Are you the Heisenberg from fucking EQMac? Surely not. Surely not. When are you coming to TAKP to shake up the market? Okay, so there was this guy on EQMac. Let me tell you about Heisenberg. So there was a person on EQMac that foresaw a bunch of PC people coming in. So in 2009, when people basically like when Sony discovered that they had this EQMac server running, they did some forum posts that they said they were going to sunset it, and then the whole community kind of got up in arms. And then I think John Smedley, he said, "Oh, I'm so moved by this community. I want sunset the server. I make it free to play." When they made it free to play, one of the developers, one of the EQEMU developers, basically made like a PC client hack for it so that you could play it on a PC with a very specific client and very specific DLLs. So it wasn't just Mac only. And then there was this one person who saw this happening. What he did is he snapped up all the items in the bazaar that were all very cheap because the server had a low population. I think it only had like maybe 150, 200 people or something like that playing on it. And then he saw that this was going to be this population boom of all the PC people coming in and discovering the server. So he bought up all the items in the bazaar and just like marked them up like tenfold. And his name was Heisenberg. So there's this famous person that basically like completely shook up the whole market and just profited massively when all the PC people came in. And he just made all this money. And I think he was RMTing it. So because there was no policing, there was no customer service or anything. And it was an EQ Live server, and he just saw all these people coming in to play, brand new players. He saw a huge opportunity, and he just like sold all the platinum and all the items, and it just made shitload of money. So it's like this notorious gangster called Heisenberg. And yeah, for a moment there, I thought you might have been him. I don't know what happened to him. I wonder what happened to him. I don't think he plays on TAKP. But who knows? He's the mystery man. Nobody knows who it was. So here I'm just coughing a few characters to Trak. We gotta kill the dragons. Yeah, so this server is basically emulating the Mac server. Because the Mac server got sunset sometime in 2013, I think? 2012, 2013. However, a bunch of developers, a bunch of really, really clever people, what they did is they started doing all the packet sniffing and all the packet captures and capturing all the spawns and game information and stuff so they could emulate it. So when they heard about the server and they kind of saw that it was probably going to be sunset, they wanted to capture all the information because it was the only server that actually was truly accurate 2002 information because it was a time capsule because they never touched it, they never developed it. It had all the bugs, all the problems, all the quirky 2002 era stuff. So all the devs basically captured all the information about it. And then in 2014, 2015, I think they had like an alpha beta version, and I think then it got launched. And yeah, it got launched, classic game. Kunark and Velius. I started playing when Velius was out, so like late 2016. I think Velius launched in like July 2016. So I started playing after that. Because yeah, I just discovered it. I had no idea it existed. Yeah, I don't know how he got the money to buy all this stuff. But all the stuff was really, really cheap, right? Because like people were pricing, White Dragon helms for like, I don't know, 5k plat or 10k plat or something, because there was just no people to sell it to. So everything was really, really cheap. So he must have had some, cash. Just a little bit of starting money, right? Just daddy's trust fund starting money. and he used that just to buy up everything, then mark it up. So he didn't farm the items. He just, that was my understanding, is he bought everything up that was cheap. I don't know if there were some dupes or something he did. I don't think so. I don't know if maybe there was some recipe, maybe there was like some trade skill, bug where something sold for more than the materials, like, back in the day, the classic money flat bullshit things. Let me see, do I have everything coughed that I need to cough? Not yet. So maybe he just had money, from some flat exploits or something. But yeah, he manipulated the market, and then everyone was like, Heisenberg, have you Heisenberg? Alright, just a few more coughs left. Oops, I got invited. It's fast cough. Fast cough. Well, let's see, how much more do I have to cough? I got everything I need. I just got a buff. Yeah, so this little server is basically emulating that era. So Sebilis came out in 2016, then I think Lachlan came out in, I want to say 2018. Because Lachlan was quite complex, so it took a little bit of time to release the expansion. And then because it was so complex, the devs had a bit of a burnout. They were just sick of developing, so they were like, all right, we spent like, 4 years making classic Kunark, or 5 years or 6 years, or however many long it was in alpha and beta before it released. So that they spent like solid 5-6 years building up the game up until Lachlan. And then they took a bit of a break. So we were in Lachlan for 3.5 years, I want to say. So from 2018 to 2021. That looks like we're good. Amp out my mage, do some buffs. So we were in Lachlan for about 3.5 years, which is the longest anyone's ever been in Lachlan, right? So kind of like stuck in limbo, and the most unfinished expansion or plain expansion, because the bosses in Lachlan were terrible. Like Vextal was just fucking incredibly boring. The mobs didn't have any super like special abilities. They just had a lot of hit points. So you're there, just killing this boss with like 5 million, like 2 million hit points, very, very, very slowly. Oh, my bard. Never mind. Hang on. Do some buffs, and then I'll get my bard in here. Buff. So, farming Lachlan for 3.5 years. So we were in Vextal for quite a bit. So a lot of people had really good gear coming into PoP. So PoP was not as challenging for some guilds. So us, Temerity is the top guild, and the Nephilim and Azure Guard, the Alliance, Nag is second, and we got into Planar Time, I want to say maybe like 3 months in, 4 months in, or something like that. So it wasn't like, years of trying to battle the gods, because we had really good gear. So, Vextal, we farmed it, got good resists. And and we broke through, so everything up to elementals was pretty easy. Yeah, so PvP launched a year ago, January 2021. No, 2022. Fuck, what year is this? Where am I? What year is this? Take this guy out. This guy out. Alright, got my buffs. The old buff virtue. So PvP's been out for 1 year, Plains of Power, so this is the last expansion. There's going to be no more content after this. It's going to be just PvP forever and ever. Which is, it's pretty good. So much to do. Because you've still got, you know, Sebilis and Luckland content, as well as all the PvP content. So, never a dull raiding week. It's all rotated, so we've got a very cordial rotation agreement. So all the guilds agree to, there's like a spreadsheet, they agree to rotate all the content, there's a schedule, you know exactly what you're getting. Every week, so people can plan their raids. It's usually like around 9 PM EST or 8 PM EST that people raid, and then you know, sometimes you get plan of time raids, and then you get like Luckland raids or Velius raids, or you get one of the elemental planes. So sometimes you're really raiding plane of fire, sometimes you're raiding plane of water. So it's like a bit of variety. Everyone gets a turn at something, and it's different each week. Each week you kind of rotate. Let's see. Rotate the content, so a little bit of variety. At the moment, so Plane of Time is rotated between 3 guilds, and because it's kind of pseudo-instanced, so we don't have full instancing because that didn't exist in this era. So it's kind of like a static zone, but how the mobs spawn is based on like a weekly lockout timer. So what you do is you create a raid, and then that raid knows whether or not you've been here up to like 7 days ago. So specific gods may or may not be up for you. So you can have multiple people in there a week, and the raid holds information of like what's up for you. So nothing is up by default. It's just up whether or not you were in a raid that killed it before, and so on. So you can have 2 guilds a week in there or 3 guilds a week in there, and you kind of rotate it that way. So this is what we've done. Hang on, I'm getting confused with my characters. So I'm trying to buff the bard now. So the bard needs the bard needs some buffs before I can start clearing trash and killing. So yeah, we've got 3 guilds rotating Plane of Time, and then on top of that you get elementals or Velius or Luckland. So there's actually quite a lot of content, but quite hard to kill all the things. There's a lot of things that's not getting killed, a lot of pixels that are not getting deaded. Because there's just too much to kill. Can't keep up. Lullaby, Silent Song, Bison, what do I need? I got a buff. Buff the bard up. DMF. I need other buffs. A lot of prep for Trak, so excuse the client switching. I gotta run like a whole bunch. Plus, depending on how many teeth drop, I don't want teeth rotting. So if he drops like 5 teeth, I want to be able to loot them off. Yeah, so we've got zones that have a higher zone experience modifier, but they're not hot zones. So this feature didn't exist for us. The high Zem zones are fixed. However, in Planes of Power, the experience modifier is just so high for everything. So all the planes just have like double the Zem from other non-planar stuff, like anything in Luckman or Velius, that you don't really need it. There's a few zones that have much higher Zem, like Planar Fire, Planar Tactics, Planar Storms, but it's just so high natively that EXP is just so good here. So if you can get the POP, it's usually like level 50 plus content. So if you can get to POP, then you're just going to be flying through the EXP. Like you can level, like for example, if I've got a new character to level and I can just play my trio, you can get like 2-3 levels a night quite easily, just because the EXP is just so good. All right, so I think I'm buffed. Oh, I need haste and magic resist. Almost there. Getting there. Haste. And then we shall be clearing trash, killing Trak soon. Alright, let's buff this guy. So, this warrior is not mine. It's my guildies. But he doesn't... He's quite busy. He doesn't play outside raids very much, so he lets us use his warrior. Because he's a little slut. Just to get used up by anyone. So, playing his warrior, because he's got much better gear than mine. I had to be quite selective in my loots in Planes of Power, because there's so much stuff to get. And I've got lots of ults. And the warrior gear is very expensive, so I couldn't afford warrior gear anymore. So now I'm like, my little old warrior that I have has been delegated to the bench. Yeah, that's POP stuff for you. And he still doesn't have all the best items, right? He's still missing some stuff. So he's missing Quarm. Yeah, so I think from Lachlan to POP, I think the top hit points went from like 8,000 to like 11,000, so quite the bump. There's all the items, as you can see, like look at this breastplate. Look at this. 250 hit points on the BP. So this is, of course, the best. Like, this cost him quite a lot. Very, very, very expensive item. Then we'll play my mage. But as you can see, it's like ridiculous, right? So I think that's the highest hit point item in the game that you can get is the breastplate, the warrior plate BP. Got it. So I'm like, all right, now it's mine. Now I will play the game as well by playing your warrior. All right, now I'll set my assist key to slay. Drink. Get him some weapons. The mages have these cool weapons in POP that let you, like, it gives them nice proc, and some of them let you do a bit more DPS. And then... what am I missing? I'm missing magic resist. Oh. Hang on. No, I shouldn't need MR. I'm not going to be getting procced. Buff it like this. Because I've got a bard with me. The cleric should not get procced, so I may just do it without. Alright, let's get killing. That's enough buffing. That's enough prep. Let's get killing. What I need on the warrior is I need to get my snare proccing weapon out. I got the spear. There we go, snare proc. That's good. I got the spear from Ishin's Peak. That helps. Make sure these jugs don't run and train me. Did I haste my pet? Ah. Alright. There are a few more jugs. This new item on the mage, I just got it the other night. Snare this guy. I got it from When a Time, the Clicky Melusina, so that's pretty good. So these jugs are a little bit resistant. Just gotta make sure that the snare lands if it does proc. If it doesn't proc, you gotta nuke it. There, the snare just landed. We won't get that jug then, running away from us. Alright, now it gets a little bit more spicy with the pulls. See, to kill Trak, I gotta clear a whole bunch of crap. Gotta pull him to mushrooms, or like close to it, because he vanishes. I'm just clearing all the way. Yield mushrooms. How many will I pull now? Who knows? It's 2. That's good. That was lucky. jugs. Now this one's gonna enrage, so I'll switch targets and try to land snare on the other one. Go, snare propped, very good. Get to heal the warrior. Alright, we've got some more trash to clear. Oh dear. We gotta move quickly to beat the respawns. That's the name of the game here. But also not too quickly that I train myself with crap. Oh, I don't want these wizards. Frogs are annoying. Oh! Go. Haha. Nice. Get off the clerk. Got 4. That's interesting. Alright, focus DPS these down. Keep my warrior alive with celestials, hopefully. Because if I try to heal a la with aggro. Yep. Don't have much aggro on these. Yeah, this warrior's boss, he's really good. I'm tanking 4 jugs like it ain't no thing. Yeah, get him. Just focusing the DPS with the mage. I'll kill these quicker. Next target. Alcini. Next target. I gotta snare the last one. Snare doesn't land, I'm gonna back up a root cleric. There we go, snare prop. Oh, that's one way to speed up the clear, is just train yourself. So then I'll give you a little trick over here. How do we get through the door, you say? Well, you just cast Eye of Zom. The door opens. There we go. Sneaky, sneaky. Rock that spear. So this roaming jug is going to come back down here and probably aggro the other 3. I'm trying to avoid 4 again. Simply because as a warrior, your aggro sucks. On like being able to target mobs, you rely on procs. you don't get a proc, then your cleric could get beat on. You can't really get him off cleric, so try to minimize training yourself, basically, is the name of the game. Mod Rod. Trying to proc that. Trying to proc that snare. Spell is bad. I'm gonna loot it. So, okay, proc now. That's good. Get these last 2 jugs, and then we're gonna clear some mushrooms as well. So we're not done yet. And I have to quickly get on my bard, pull the tracks, pull the dragon. The reason why my landed spells are spamming 3 times is because of like Gina triggers watching all the characters. So one spell lands, you get 3 notifications about it. This is because in Gina you can customize it and you can fix it, but it requires you to go and pick the characters you want the notifications on, and I just have too many. So I don't want to be like launching Gina and then like on every character every time I play, ticking a bunch of boxes and shit. I'll just forget. It's not gonna happen. This one dying yet. So I'll deal with slightly more notifications for having to do a lot less work. Alright, proc snare this last guy. Snare doesn't proc, then I have to nuke him. There we go. Now I got a bunch of mushrooms I gotta pull. Just hide around the corner so they don't try to nuke me from the ramp. And you want to kill the clerics first. For a few hits on this guy, but the idea is you want to kill the cleric first because they heal and they dispel. And you definitely don't want any of that. So I don't need pacify anymore. I can nukes. So clerics, anyone from P99 here may not know, but clerics over here, they have hammers that are cleric only that proc Hand of the Gods, and it's quite a good weapon because it procs a lot and it does good DPS, so it does damage. It's got a unresistible proc, so the appeal is that it lands on everything, can't be resisted because it's flagged unresistible. And the proc rate modifier on it is really high. It's like 500 times the proc rate of a normal weapon. So yeah, you can do some good DPS because you're just procking all the time, and it's quite fun to see procs all the time. It's good fun. Alright, so I got two healers here, Adept and a Priest, so I gotta make sure they don't CH each other. Sure, okay. After, if I'm successful with Trak, I can go help you with City of Mist. Get it done. I'll come help you. I should be able to bring my rogue and my druid and stuff. And some DPS, my mage. Do you have a tank? Alright, so I gotta kill this addict real quick. I'll just nuke it real fast. Before it gets completely healed. There's a priest here that's gonna be... Alright, now we got him. Got him. We got him. Yeah, I'll come help you in City Mist. Oh, there he is. There he is. There's the loot.
Fizzle.
Alright, I think Crash is almost dead. Loose lumber fungus, which one's this? Nope. And then I gotta switch to this other warrior and try to proc snare on it. Oh, I'm not seeing it. And then yeah, Rak Ashiir. So a couple of weeks ago we had special anniversary events for TAKP. So the server's anniversary is the 1st of January 2015. So every year around January, we are blessed with custom content. So the developers have developed a bunch of quests and a bunch of cool anniversary-related activities. One of those is this like weapon hunt. So you basically go and you try to find rare NPCs that have a chance to drop this like quest turn-in weapon, which you can turn in and get cool rewards. Sometimes you get gems, sometimes you get port potions. A good reward is you can get a tink bag, and then the best reward, of course, is what everyone is hunting it for, is you can get a Guise of the Deceiver. So that old lower GUC drop that got changed back in EQ Live, pretty much right after launch, because it was intended to be a rogue and a bard castable illusion item, but they incorrectly let it be clickable from inventory for anyone. So during the anniversary, that's the only way you can get this Guise, because of course it doesn't drop in the game anymore. But once a year, around for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, just after Christmas, so 1st of January, to commemorate the anniversary of the server, there's all these anniversary quests. Every year, well, almost every year, they add like a new little quest, a new little fun thing. This year they added a new little bag quest, so you could it's a relatively simple quest. It just involves a lot of running around. You got to kill a few mobs, a few rare drops, a little bit of tailoring, and you can get this like progression bag quest, which culminates in Supreme Adventurer's Satchel, which is a 10 slot bag with 100% weight reduction and a low weight. So pretty much something everybody would want, and it was a really fun quest. Basically, you go and you got to get a rusty two-handed sword, a tarnished two-handed sword, a bronze two-handed sword, fine steel two-handed sword, Sebilis two-handed sword, Valium, and then one called Spiny two-handed sword, which drops in Luckland, a very specific area. So everyone was hunting these like two-handed weapons that typically would discard. And then on top of that, you had to do a little bit of tailoring. You had to collect like a few sashes and a few little random things. And yeah, it was like this little fun activity that got everybody doing something a little bit different. Alright, so now I camp out my food and log on my bard. I think I've killed all the mushrooms. Kind of running out of time because I have to beat the respawns. So if all the mushrooms aren't dead, then I'll I have a problem. Better be safe than sorry, but I also have a problem with the respawns. They don't beat respawns, so bit of a catch. Gotta be fast. Snare this guy. Come on, proc that snare. Alright, propped. I don't need seasons. Need buff slots, so I might buff Domain Intervention. Antidote. Amp this dude somewhere safe. And then it's dragon time. Hide the cleric on the corner so you don't get killed. And thoughts and prayers. Green flower. We're gonna have buff slots. Gotta log in my bard and then pull this dragon. Hope I don't fuck it up. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't. Who knows? JPP breastplate. Yeah, I need a Tola's BP and I need a cleric BP. Oh, drops 2 everywhere. The only one that doesn't drop 2 is the spawned Trak, so Undead Bard. So if you are killing the Undead Bard spawned Trak, he only drops 1. But a wild Trak drops 2 and he drops teeth. There's a guy here that's gonna die, but unfortunately, nothing I can do about it. They're not in the game. Yep, see I'm getting respawns already, so I'm under time pressure here. Oh my god. Fucking dragon. Alright, he's coming. Oh lord, he's coming. Yeah. See where he's at. Did he aggro the... Yep. Sure did. Sure did. what happens. Sorry, but I'll raise you after. Slightly scary. Oh lordy, coming! Oh shit. Yeah, see, this is why I clear the mushrooms. Nice, resisted poison breath. That's good. That's a relief. Yeah, see, I'm getting respawns, so I gotta be quick. I gotta beat the respawns. I'm pressure.
About to get touched.
Fuck, dude, come on. Did warn me. It's maybe a single, so it might be okay. I might be okay here. By fading memories. Is he coming?
About to get touched.
Tell me leashed. Leash already.
Fizzle.
Yep, he comes. He's coming. I think he's gonna be solo. Might be good. Solo. Potentially quite good. Let's bust.
About to get touched.
Comes. So what you want to do, you want to take the first touch. DA. Yep, there we go. We got it. Evasive. Then click off DA. Then all on DPS. Let's go. Go. Yep, summoning back. That's good. Good. But aggro. Damage shield. Gotta heal the warrior.
About to get touched.
We're gonna buff slots anyways for a heal over time.
About to get touched.
Alright, we're doing alright. Resisting all the poison breaths. Warrior alive.
About to get touched.
Gotta keep refreshing this harmony of sound so that my pendant slice lands. Paladins and Cleric BP, I mean, that'd be insane. Crazy. That's just exactly what I need.
About to get touched.
He's gonna start running. Oh, my snare. Not proccing.
Fizzle.
Alright, so now I gotta... About 10 seconds left on the snare. Okay, just refreshed. Ooh, that's good. There we go, we got him. He's running and he's snared. So, a little pro tip for you. This weapon. Little weapon. Alright, let's see. JBBBP, who called it? Called it. Whoever called JBBBP, you called it. Alright, let me just loot these teeths. And then I need to call. I'm gonna get a cleric there. Hey Dosh. How you doing, buddy? Warrior out. So I'm gonna respawn, but I gotta raise this guy. Guildie that got killed on the pole. Yeah, got respawns. Not great, not great. I know how I can res. Oh, I've got it. Do I have a tooth on the bard? Yeah, lore, okay. Loot on the cleric. I need to loot on the magician. Gonna loot these teeth, and then I'll come to Sedia Mist. He still wanted some help with Rak Ashiir. Rak Ashiir. Blue one on the thing with the thing. That. Then where's my sick. Gotta figure out this mess. Yep. I have talent, so I have talent will last long enough. Yeah, she's pretty dead. She's pretty dead, alright. What else could I loot her on? Put on the... I hope the jug that spawns doesn't path around here, because it's going to be really annoying. Oh. 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 Oh, kept out the cleric. Plug this mage. Leader. I used to stream a little bit more. I just recently moved house though, so I had to kind of get set up. So at the moment, it's a little bit sporadic. And also typically I'm not available on the weekends like this. So I just happened to have a little bit of time today. And usually when I stream, it's a little bit later, like quite late because I'm in a different time zone. So if you do catch me, it'll probably be like super, super late at night. Alright, got the tooth. No aggro, we're good. Then I can cough a mage back. So yeah, I hope to stream a little bit more. Maybe like once a week or something like that. Once or twice a week, that'll be good. But at the moment, it's a bit sporadic. Alright, so this, so I've got that. Now I gotta middle is the leader, okay. So yeah, do you want to do City of Mist? Your Rak Ashiir thing, what you mentioned earlier? We can go do that. And then I gotta head out. So that's what I can offer. If you wanna go kill your quest shaman guy. I don't have any more targets, so I was just gonna go. But if you give me a target, we'll make it happen. Alright, so now I can call these two dudes. Where's this guy? Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Didn't get the BPs I wanted, but I got some teeth, so now I can go and try to finish some quests, maybe, if you guildies can do it. And I'll have to come back. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Makes it a bit more fun to do these things when you got the pressure of a live audience, a live studio audience. Yes, you can MQ the teeth. So I'm just kind of saving it for a guildie or two that needs. Plus, I may finish a quest or two myself. I think I got a character or two that needs some VP key loots potentially. There we go. Some buffs. Oh, Wicked Man, thank you for the subscription. That's great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Nice. Nice. I gotta get my bard out. 3 people here. Give him a mod rot so he can get some mana back. Alright, Dosh. You're around? Yeah, sweet. Thank you, sir, very much. Let me just get my characters out before I forget, because I don't want to leave them in the middle of Sebilis. So I think I've got this guy. Let's get him out, because it's not my character, and I'm sure he wouldn't appreciate logging in and being in this buttfuck, like, nowhere spot. I don't think he has a third brick, so I got a dual him out. Hammer. So I'll just pour it over. You and said you miss. Tell me. All right, cool. Then you don't really need anything. I'll just bring like a little bit of DPS, some heals. So it should be easy peasy. So you'll bring a shaman, mage, and warrior, and I'll bring a rogue to open the door. A druid. Would part myself, and then maybe like a mage, just for more DPS. Yeah, I'll do that. Come on, hammer. Sweet procs, bro. Hey, there we go. We did it. We did it. The hell? That skeleton worker in different faction. Yeah, there we go. Scowling. Of course I'm scowling. Everyone's scowling to over there. And let me just camp my guys out. And then head on over. I will leave Slay. And then my bard. So I was mentioning the anniversary. Before the TAKP anniversary. So one of the items you can get is the Guise of the Deceiver, which is a good Dark Elf illusion for anyone. Very, very important fashion. Probably the most important fashion item you can get. And the second best item is this Seal of the Dwarven Emissary. So it's like a custom drop, custom quest, where you can get this brick that has unlimited charges of Thurgoden Gate. So it's the same gate as the Frozen Elixir, or the Shawl number 4 quest item, I believe. That is only one charge, so it's only a one clicky charge, whereas this brick is unlimited charges. So as you can imagine, it's very, very good, and one of the most desired items to get. So the guise is purely fashion, but the brick is actual utility, right? So people are kind of torn between what to get on the anniversary. They're like, "Ooh, do I do the brick or do I do the guys?" There's a few camps that let you do both. So there's like a few weapon dropping mobs that can also drop the quest turn items for the brick. To get the brick, what you do is you hunt in Velius. So you hunt in the Great Divide, Eastern Waste, Awakening Lands, Iceclad maybe potentially, Crystal Caverns, and Kale. And you kill like orcs and giants to get a memorandum of dwarf slaying. So basically you kill like the non-dwarf dudes, so like the dwarf enemies, the orcs and the giants, and you can get a no-drop lore quest turn-in item, and then you turn it into an NPC that just sits here outside Great Divide. So there's like a little quest NPC here that tells you like, oh, give me the memorandums, I'll give you a thing. And usually you get junk, so you know, like a low chance of getting the good shit. However, when you do get the good shit, you can get the brick, the Trak brick. So yeah, people just farm these memos, and you turn it in, and on average, it takes like maybe 100-ish memos, so it takes quite a bit. A guildie, it took them 3 years of farming, so every like anniversary is only a 2-week period, so it's a limited time quest only. So he spent about 3 years. He got it on the 3rd year, and it took him about 230 memos to get it. So he got unlucky. There's a few that get it after like 2 or 3, right? So RNG gonna RNG. If you got the good dice, then you'll win. Otherwise, sucks to suck. Let me just move my dudes in. Loading in. But yeah, it's very fun. So Dosh is new to the server, so you probably want to focus on like leveling and grinding and getting AAs and stuff. But it's a fun little distraction from the usual grind for about a couple of weeks. It gives you something else to do, a little bit of excitement, a little bit of limited availability, right? So part of the appeal is the fact that it's so exclusive. While there's quite a few people that get the guys, it's still pretty rare, right? Because not everyone has it. It's not something you can do anytime. It only it's only just like Santa, only comes once a year. So people kind of, you know, like drop everything to just do these anniversary quests. But because it's such a low chance, and you know, some of it is purely cosmetic. Some people don't do it because they're like, I can't be bothered, you know, farming this random green low-level trash that drops nothing but the quest items for like 2 weeks, or you know, a small chance of getting it. So some people camp for 2 weeks, they get nothing, and then they give up. Some people get lucky and they get it right away. You know, that's the luck of the draw. I participated in the in it this year, and I got lucky. I drew it. So my little wood elf druid is now dark elf. Yeah. I'll show you something cool. Maybe some fashion stuff later. Oh wait, no, I need better movement speed. So I got lucky. I was farming these high-level weapons from a very rare spawn. It's somewhere in buttfuck nowhere, and nobody else was there, so I kind of had exclusive camp, and I was there for maybe like 5 days, 6 days, 4 days, I don't know. And I managed to get one lucky turn-in, and then I tried a few more times. That's how they get you, right? So you get lucky with one, and then you're like, oh yeah, this was easy, I'll just do it again. And unfortunately, I didn't get it the second time around, so I only got one guys, which is still fine. You can't complain. Some people got none, so so I got one. I got lucky, but I tried for a couple more, but I didn't. I got a few weapons, I got a few turn-ins, I got a couple of tink bags, so you know, that's not too bad. Little booby prize tink bag, and a few gems. Usually you get like a fire opal or a sapphire or a diamond or something like that. That's like the consolation prize. And tink bag is actually quite good, you know, can't complain. And but no No second guys, unfortunately. I was trying to get it on my monk and my beast lord. So beast lord can be a dark elf, and a monk can't be a dark elf. So you want to get it on races, or rather classes that can't be dark elf race. That's the peak fashion. But next year, maybe next year, see how we go, depending on competition and depending on if there's anything else exciting, because you never know. Some year they bring in some cool new stuff that might be better, might be more exciting than a fashion, than the item specifically. I did get lucky. I got a few bricks, so that the third potion port bricks, I actually got them on most of the characters that I didn't want them on. This is because one year I was away, and it was during Christmas when the anniversary was happening. I couldn't participate, so I said to the guildie, I said, hey look, how about I'll put my characters on a shared account. You can have the login info, and then you can farm the bricks, try to get the bricks. If you get it, I'll pay you, right? So I'll pay you 100k platinum if you get me a brick. And then I gave him like 2 characters to get it on. And then he messages me like 2 days later. He was like, got it. And I was like, you did what? He got it? So he got really lucky on the turn-ins. I think like 5 turn-ins each or something like that, maybe even less. So he got like super lucky and got me a couple of bricks. And then I was like, well, I mean, the anniversary is still going. Here's another character. You want to try and get me another brick? And then he did. So even though I was not even there, I outsourced it, and I got lucky. Now I don't need any more bricks, so I'm not farming those. And instead I'm trying for like a little illusion clicky. But yeah, it was quite a bit of work, like, you know, I said 5-6 days for. You can shoot me an invite. Shrink. Yes. So yeah, I didn't need the bricks, and I tried little guys, got one bit of work, so see how I feel next year, see what's up. Maybe I'll be busy, maybe I won't be able to participate, maybe I will, who knows, we shall see. And there might be something new, who knows. So a few years they added like new quests. On year 5 they added these cool raid bosses. So you had a mob in Lake Wraith, a giant shark. You had a mob in East Karana, this like evil eye. And they're all like raid mobs, right? So it's not something you can like one group or tree or whatever, so they're actually really tough. In Akiba Ruins, there was a cool little raid mob as well. And then there's a dragon in the Dreadlands. Well, you can kill. And also, most importantly of all, they added Mayong Mistmore. So the grand vampire badass punk is back to terrorize people. And I think there's a video that I have from 2 years ago, or like a year ago, where I documented the Mayong kill. So Mayong Mistborn was actually like very, very well done. One of the devs that created it, he inadvertently made him significantly harder than he thought he would be. One of the AEs he gave him, he thought it was going to be on the 200 resist scale, but it actually turned out to be on the 600 resist scale, and it's got a huge negative modifier. So that means that he thought like, oh, you could just resist the AE, you know, with like 300 magic resist or 400 or whatever, but actually you need like 900 or something to resist it. So he gave him basically OP abilities, and when he first was discovered, everyone was like, "Oh shit, it's Mayo Mistmore," and then people try to kill him, and he would just completely destroy anyone that tried. So we had to have this like brainstorming session, like a server-wide brainstorming session on what the fuck to do and how to kill this guy, because it's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And then the top guild on the server, Temerity, they like we both kind of came up with the Neg and Temerity came up with a similar strategy. And we went in to give it a try, but they were there trying already, and they just like died a few times. So we ended up teaming up. Let's just yell all this shit out. Oh, I got a Black Reaver God. This could be anything. Can't see shit. I gotta get a horse so I can. So there's a little trick if you. Do I have Cure Blindness? I don't have Cure Blindness. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, well. What you get? Gotta use another character. Actually, let's try killing this other trash. Those Black Reavers could be a never-ending game. We could be here killing Reavers for like a long time. I'll try to nuke the trash. Anyways, Mayong turned out to be like super tough. Because his abilities were like ridiculously overpowered. So he is basically a server-wide event every time now. So every anniversary, because like one guild basically couldn't kill him at the time, and then it needed cooperation of like 2 guilds. It was like a 2-guild kill, and then instead of being like a clique where like, oh, these 2 guilds will agree to kill it, we just said like, hey, how about an open server-wide raid where everyone comes with 100, 200, 300 people. And you just get them dead, and then you like the loot policy is in random for the items. You have to be there to get the item. You gotta you can only get one a year. You gotta be like considerate as well in that regard. This fucking guy. Luckily, it was only 2 spawns. I'll heal you. So now it's like this big server-wide event. So on top of your normal raids, on top of trying to get the brick, on top of trying to get the guys, you now have these like server-wide Mayong Mistmore kills as well. So it's pretty fun. Pretty good, it's pretty good. Lots to do. That's pretty resistant. Shit. So yeah, lots of very fun activities, and I've got a video of the Mayong kill, the server-wide Mayong kill, so you can see the madness. He's a lot easier now than he used to be, because obviously, when he first got put in the game, he was tuned for the Lucklin era, which is the era we were in. So his abilities and strengths were meant to be very challenging for the last expansion. Now that Planes of Power has come out, obviously characters are a little bit stronger. So he's not as tough. However, he still is quite badass, right? Because he's got this life tap, this AE life tap. So if you position him wrong, he will just like life tap and heal himself back to full. and things can get out of hand quickly. So 2 kills went smoothly, and then the 3rd kill, people fucked up the position, and yeah, I got a bit messy. Can you mem cure blindness on your shaman? Do you have it? Hopefully you bought it. Now, one thing I'm not sure about is how to... Don't have it? Alright. So we got a problem here, because we need to pull these reavers. It's trash. I'm not sure which one is the one we want. I don't know if it's this guy or the one at the back. But I do know, back on article, I do know that when you spawn him, he may aggro. He does aggro, so you gotta keep your distance. So we needed to blur him one time when I was doing it before. So that's the tricky part here. Some way of like arcing him or something. Fuck out of here. So we'll try to stand back, so maybe when we kill this Reaver, we'll stand back so that he doesn't aggro your dude. And if he aggroes my rogue, maybe we can like kill him. So we'll try to kill him far away. And we'll do him like with pets, so I'll tank him with my rogue or something. I'll tank the black hair with my rogue, so that, or maybe we can just cough each other or something. Yeah, we'll keep the mages away, so that we can cough to clear aggro if we need. How's that for a plan? Oh my god, dude, come on. Pull him away from the, yeah, find him here in the corner. We'll keep the other dudes away, and if he aggroes, we will cough. Hopefully we're far away enough to aggro on the cough. I don't know. It'll be a gamble. I'll cough my rogue. But yeah, we should be far away enough to not aggro him. But maybe we can, Alright, back up. He's apprehensive. You good? No aggro? We're good. No. No, he mad. Alright, cool. He is. Threateningly? Alright. Nope, wasn't far away enough. Let me run through here. And I'll sneak. And then I'll escape. Now stay away. I use my escape ability to get out. I'll see if I can pacify him. So, are you ready for the turn-in on your dude? Alright, he's pacified. You should be able to turn in without aggro. Fresh passy, so don't get too close. Alright, there we go. Oh, we lost the shield. Right. Now let's kill him. And don't die. Yes, there's a box limit. 3 is the box limit. You can play 3 characters, plus you can have 1 trader. A trader is a character that is just sits in the bazaar, so they're limited. They can only be level 1, and they can only be in the bazaar, nexus, or plane of knowledge. They're basically just the trading character. What? Did it? Now let's go back to EJ. Welcome to the jungle. Yeah, nice, cool. Welcome, bro. Pretty sweet, but yeah, as you can see, it's quite fun. So, you know, you can 3-box, which gives you options, so you can do content yourself. So if you play really late at night, or if you want to just do something by yourself, you can like duo or trio stuff, and it's quite fun to have like combinations of characters and gear and abilities and stuff that lets you kill some cool stuff when you run. Is the last turn in here in Emerald Jungle? I think it is. Do you need Spirit of Eagle? Oh no, I think I did Flight of Eagles. And I'll port the rest of you guys to POK. Yes, so there's some fun content, like with your, you know, if you team up with a friend, you got a full group, right? So you can go and kill stuff, get EXP. There's EXP bonuses if you have a 4th or a 5th. So you can level up pretty quickly, you can catch up pretty quickly. All the guilds are recruiting. Everyone wants more raiders, everyone wants more characters. There's like a 5 guild rotation. So much to kill, so many pixels. Just needs people to do the killing. All right, now thanks for tuning in. I gotta go eat. I'm quite hungry. It's lunchtime here, and I have not yet eaten. And oh yeah, look at this. So one thing people do is they do MGB buffs. They MGB MGB is an ability in Luckland that says this: semester buff. This ability turns your next group buff that you can cast into a beneficial area effect spell, hitting everyone within its radius. At the cost of doubling the spell's mana usage. So that means that you don't just buff your group, but you can buff an unlimited number of characters all in the same area. Which means that lobbies, low-level characters, can get high-level buffs very easily, which once again makes it so much easier to catch up. Because you can be like a level 1 with like 2,000 hit points. Just gotta port my characters over so I can buff. Just quickly gotta port over. I'll show you what it looks like in 2 minutes when the buffs are happening. And I'll leave with that. So there's basically like power levels, low characters. So basically it's very friendly for any new people coming into the server. Because you just like create level 1 character, you're probably going to get some handouts, you're probably going to get some free shit, and you're also going to get these massive buffs. You're going to get, you know, focus, Egalism Virtue or like Damage Shield or Haste or Crazy Mana Regen and that kind of stuff as a level 1, which helps you tremendously. So you can just get to like level 20, 30 easily. Even if you're like level 30, 40, 50, it speeds up your EX being a lot quicker. Yeah, man. MGB buffs are awesome. So this really helps new players catch up. And, you know, with MGB buffs, you can quite easily, with the trio, get to like level 40, 50-ish. And by that time, you're probably going to get into a guild, right? So someone's going to like try to recruit you. People are going to be like, "Ooh, who's this new ungilded level? Who's this new ungilded level 52 person? Let's talk to him. Let's poach him. Let's get him." And then you'll be in a guild, and you'll be leveling and getting raids and free items and shit. It's gonna be great. So the server is very, very friendly for newbies. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, I never played Omens of War. I stopped in PoP. I think I stopped just before LDON came out. So Legacy of Yakesha. Yeah, great Stosh. Nice. We did it. We did it. Did you quest your black boots before? So one thing you want to do with your shaman before you finish the epic, because doing the epic, you basically build up your faction to like ally, and then when you do your turn in, it drops your faction back down to default. So before you turn in your epic, before you tank your faction, you want to utilize the faction, and then you can quest the Sow Boots again. So if you like hold off turning in the spear, yeah, see, look at all these buffs. Yeah, MGBs. Nice. So these newbies now are gonna have like mad buffs. Gonna have Protection of the Nine, which is kind of like Protection of the Glades. I don't know what the equivalent is. Nature Skin like nature or whatever, but like much better because it's got mana regen. Focus, Shaman Focus. You have Focus on P99. KI, so you don't have K. It's kind of like much better clarity too. It lasts a very, very long time. So the MGB buffs last for like 4 hours. Some of them do. AI and Virtue lasts for 4 hours. Everything else is maybe like 2-ish. So yeah, basically it's like this mad power leveling session. But yeah, I mean, doing the faction again is not hard, right? It's not a huge barrier. You just bind and Butcher Block and go to Freeport. No, actually you bind at Freeport and then you port to Butcher Block over and over and over, and you pull the wolf through the Butcher Block Druid rings, and then you just like choose that faction. And yeah, getting the boots is worth it because you want the clicky. You need the insta clicky. On my chamois, I've got I got the boots, but that only works obviously in outdoors. Or indoors, I quested the Star of Eyes. That's a good one. Problem with Star of Eyes though is you need a target, and it's limited range. So that's the only annoying thing, is that the clicky is limited. However, it's much easier to get than any other insta clicky, right? If you want the premium insta clickies, it's quite a bit of work. Whereas the Star of Eyes, it's a easy quest you can do in like an hour or two. And anyone can do it. It says wizard only, but it's actually clickable for inventory by any classes. But the only downside is that you need a target for it, and it's only 100 range. So if you're pulling, that's when it's a problem, because you're pulling mobs 200 range, and it's gonna, you have to like target the mob, then switch the target back to yourself, then click it, then back to the mob, whatever. But if you're just in an EXP group situation and everything is close, like if you're fighting and everyone is like around here, then it's fine. Typically indoors, like you'll be within range, so it's not a problem. But it's not as good as what Crush said. There's Reaper's Ring, which drops from Ari and into V. There's also the Dane Ring quests. So on my Druid, I've got the Dane Ring, Dane Ring 9. I actually quested it for the clicky for the damage shield instead of the insta clicky. Oh, actually no, I got it first. I did quest it for the insta clicky, but eventually I switched to the premium item, which is the Lachlan Ultimate Earring. But that's not an easy quest. Like you got it, it's a raid drop. It costs TKP, and it's very exclusive. You only get 2 every like 3 months because of the rotation and stuff. But yeah, the Reaper's Ring is great. It's inventory clickable by anyone. You don't have to equip it. Some good shit. Anyways, I gotta run. I gotta go get some food. I'm hungry. It's a nice sunny day outside. I gotta go do some shit. But thank you for tuning in. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Content, killed some stuff, killed Trak, killed the Rak Ashiir guy. We did the thing, we did the stuff, and yeah, tune in next time. Thanks everyone, have a good day. Cheerio, cheerio. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Glad you enjoyed, and welcome to the server. Pre-welcome to you. Sounds like you may be getting the client. So there's a little wiki, the Getting Started wiki. It's got good instructions on a few little known issues. So there's like some frame rate issues. Client comes with a DLL that doesn't work well with AMD cards. You may need to remove one DLL file. And just read the wiki. Basically, there's a good guide. You gotta install the DirectX 9 distributables, Visual Studio files, etc. A lot of common issues. A DPI scaling is another common issue. If you use Windows DPI scaling, the mouse cursor won't register properly in the corners of your screen. This is because EQ was built in Windows XP before you had DPI scaling, so everything was 100% DPI scaled. So just read the wiki. There's guides, there's known issues, and if you have issues, you can also hop on Discord. On Discord, there's a TAKP Discord, and there's a peer help section, staff help section. People will give you guidance and help. Good and fun, the wiki. Give it a read, and hope you enjoy it. Welcome along. Thank you, sir. Good day.